Well, really a touching story than reading this morning about the developments regarding the killing of 16 persons, 16 traveling hunters who were killed only on Thursday. They were mistaken for people who apparently were kidnappers, and it was so unfortunate that that had happened. 16 innocent travelers killed over false accusations. I really hate it when you have headlines like 16 innocent northern travelers. I mean, what you just do is pitch the south against the north. I mean, it doesn't have to be an ethnic coloration in order for it to make headline. It's so painful that these things still happen, and journalists don't understand the sensitivity that comes with headlines in this manner. It's painful, really, because if you pitch it this way, the next thing that would happen is it will look like the Southerners killed the Northerners, and then you know what happens afterwards. Yeah, sometimes could be some retaliations from the North. Sometimes there could be some reaction from the North, which will also not feel good. So I should say that it's important that headlines must not be ethnic. Headlines must be in some way be direct, whether they are northerners or they are southerners. What is wrong is wrong. There shouldn't be any headlines that is saying 16 innocent northern travelers. It is 100% wrong, and I hate to see it. So, having said that, let's talk about this particular story. It happened in Uromi. These guys were traveling from Port Harcourt all the way to the north to celebrate the Salah celebration. And it was so unfortunate that they were carrying guns. And because they were carrying guns, they were hunters. I mean, hunters carry guns. I mean, den guns, old guns. But then it was so unfortunate that was a miscommunication. And then we had that particular mob situation. It's painful, seeing this kind of thing play out and happen again and again. We've seen the Aloe Fall. The Aloe Fall is the one that comes to mind, where four persons were mistaken for being killers, for being armed robbers, and they were lynched and killed, were burnt to death. And that was so bad. By the way, I have somebody who is on ground in Edo State. In fact, he followed the Edo State governor to that particular location where that happened on Thursday. He works with a local radio station in that particular state, Edo State. He will give us an insight into what exactly happened. Uh, Thank you so much for joining us. I'd really appreciate you for your time.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning. How are you? How are you this morning?
I'm fine.
This is really a harrowing experience for residents of Uromi in Edo State. You are in the convoy of the Edo State governor visiting this location where it happened. Can you just first of all unpack to us what really happened on Thursday?
I think it's a sad one, if you ask me. And what happened on Thursday is a vehicle traveling from LA in River State uh, got to Uromi, and the vigilante are local security men run by indigenes of any community. In that case, Uromi. Um, I think they did a stop and search, and they discovered 10 guns inside the vehicle that these are brothers from the northern part of the country. Um, so I think one of them the vigilante men raised alarm and said these persons were kidnappers and allegedly kidnappers. And I think what happened was jungle justice, which is, in all fairness, it's not. such characters, you ask me, it's not something that people of Edo State are known for. I know just one of those things that
But who did this stop and search? Is it the vigilante that is appointed by the government, or is it a local government thing for the vigilante? Who did the stop and search? Was it security agencies or the vigilante groups?
it is the vigilante, not vigilante.
Yeah,
Vigilante.
but do they have the right to stop and search vehicles at the time of the day? Was it at night? Was it in the daytime?
Yeah, it was in the day. It was in the daytime. It was in the daytime. But I think we've gone past that. The governor of the state Friday, as soon as he heard that information, what happened is just one of the people of the state that don't are not known to carry such action. I don't know what just happened.
All right. So you know the headlines that we see across board. I don't know if you've seen anyone. It sounds so ethnic. You see headlines like 16 Northerners killed or lynched. You know, in a way, a manner that it feels like it is South against the North. You know, how do you view some of these headlines that come up on our digital space?
Like we were talking on radio, we try to water down these things. If you notice, I'm not trying to call numbers. I'm not trying to say it's people died. So I would necessarily, it's not as if we're downplaying the numbers. If one person dies,
It's
it's a great
huge.
deal. Whether one, whether five, whether seven, it's human. It's not humans are not chicken that can be. So, Bob, I think, Bob, it's the sensationalism of the headlines. Newspapers, they want to sell their they want to sell their paper. So when they put such headlines, so they can make that's right. But it's the action is criminal from it's criminal for any part of anybody in any part of the country to decide to take law into their hands. And that's what the governor said when the governor spoke in Hausa. The governor is very fluent in Hausa and his own native dialect, Isha. So he spoke to the Iowa community, spoke to them in the Hausa language. And, just he tells you that the governor shows that he's a symbol of one Nigeria. So for somebody from Isha in Edo Central to speak fluently in Hausa language, that tells you that there's no other way you can say how one can show one great. When they see such things, they have to hand them over to the police. But in every organization, there are usually bad eggs in every organization. So maybe this that is just one of those bad eggs in every organization that we have everywhere in the world, even United States of America or
I mean, it's really painful. It's really painful. Like you said, I mean, the modus operandi of every vigilante group is when you see something like that, you don't take laws into your hands. You report to the law enforcement agents, and then they could take it up from there. But allowing people to come through to see what is going on where you are, it's not like they saw human skull with them. It's not like they saw body parts with them. At least for the best of our knowledge about the news item that we've been reading, that these guys were harmless. It was so
no,
unfortunate.
they said they saw Dane guns.
Yeah.
Dane guns. And Dane guns are even the vigilante, what the kind of guns that they carry are Dane guns.
Mm.
So Dane gun is the kind of guns that hunters uses. So, the Dane gun, it's when it shoots. it spreads. But even at that, that's what both of us are trying to say.
Yeah.
When you see such um, such situation or incident, you take them to the the police. That is the standard practice.
Absolutely.
That is the standard practice.
So I'm thinking to myself, right? Like, do you think there's a breakdown of communication between the vigilante group and the police? Because if the vigilante didn't report this level of, discovery, do you think that the police also has a role to play in making sure that there's this connection? I mean, no matter what the situation is, the way to go isn't taking laws into your hands by killing 16 persons. I mean, do you think there's also a
Okay.
breakdown
Now, see,
between
you said 16. Okay, now the numbers are quite. The police says it's seven persons that died. Seven persons. That's what the police says. So maybe we should follow what the police are saying. They say
Okay, I mean, but what
they
we're
say seven.
seeing across is 16 across most social media platforms. But I mean, let's stick to what the police say, like you mentioned, seven. But then, do you think that the police also aired? Maybe there's a breakdown of communication between these two organizations.
Okay, I'm not a security expert, but one of the things I've seen driving around Benin and other part of Benin, other part of the state, is that the standard practice is that sometimes where vigilantes and the police sometimes they have joint patrols.
Hmm.
So I do not know whether this particular situation was just a situation where it was only the vigilante that had this roadblock or patrol. But what I noticed in part of Benin City where I live that because Uromi is not in Edo State, we have the Edo Central, Edo North, Edo South. So just like you are there in Enugu, you have Enugu North, Enugu
Yeah.
Central, Enugu West. So it's quite Uromi is like it's like Suka to Okano. So these are different.
Very far distance, really.
Far distance. Yeah. So and it's quite far from the state capital. But what the standard practice from what I noticed that most security men, the police, they normally have joint patrol with these vigilante. But sometimes in some communities, the vigilante can decide to organize themselves, which is what when they talk about community policing, that is what it should be. That because it is those in the community that understand the the terrain more than any person. But you are saying whether it was a disconnection. I can't say for real. But like I said I think this whole thing has to do with the issue of the personalities, the personnel that we are on ground. Because I know these security men have been trained to even their guns. They are supposed to keep their guns in police stations.
Yeah.
That's the standard. You keep your game going with the police. So that's the standard. But because you are dealing with humans who can at the spur of the moment take rash decisions. So it could just be that some persons it was a mob action, and maybe when the vigilante told the residents or the citizens were overpowered the vigilante. I'm just trying to paint the picture. I don't know. I was not there, but I'm just saying, is it that the mob overwhelmed the security or the security caught these persons and allowed them to be lynched by residents? So now I can't really say what happened.
Okay, but going forward, how is the community? How is Uromi? How are they feeling? You visited there. I learned. What's the situation there now? I mean, are people okay? Are they going about their businesses? Is there like a curfew there? What's the situation like?
No, there's no curfew, but Uromi was calm. There's no curfew, but we have the regular police checkpoints in these areas. So that's just that's the situation in Nairobi.
Okay, so what do you think can be done? I mean, these people were traveling to the north. Do you think the governor should go beyond the speech that he made at the scene of the events, meeting the Hausa community? Do you think he should go to maybe meet with the governor of the state where these people were headed towards, or also go towards also meeting with their family members in order to condole with them with this tragic situation?
This is my personal opinion. I think one of the problems we have in Nigeria is there are no cause and effect. There are no cause. There should be when there's a cause. We should look at the effect. In this situation, the people who if the police say they have arrested 14 persons, those persons should be charged to court for committing this crime, and they should be an example. So it's not like when you commit a crime, you 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 go you move around without the repercussion of committing this crime. These persons and there was a video, and with those videos that have been circulating online, if it was in the Western countries, you can use facial recognition technology to get the faces of those persons who were
Yeah.
there, and if maybe those persons were just there as passers-by, or because one of the funny situations is that we see when things happen in Nigeria, instead of people to find solutions, everybody, although it's kind of, I would like to say good citizen journalism, everybody is turning to a cameraman, everybody is videoing. So you see a grown man or a grown woman capturing the moment where a human like himself is being killed. It is barbaric, it is satanic, it is, I don't know, people say they want to make content. I don't know the kind of demonic content they want to make with a video of somebody killing a fellow human being. It's not fish, it's not barbecue fish, not goat. It's even in YouTube and this app, you see sometimes some videos when you want to watch them, they tell you a graphic,
Yeah.
these are graphic, and you need to. So moving forward, I think they should be those persons who have been caught. They should be immediately by next week. They should be charged to court. Those who are innocent, they should be let it not be a situation where you are just picking people randomly and say you want to arrest them. So if those people who participated to a vigilante who because for every vigilante they have a commander. So the commander should pick the persons who were there on duty on that particular day, and they should account for their sins by charging them to court. So that is what I feel the governor should do, and I think he knows he would do that. Like as I said earlier, I said the governor is I see him as a destabilized Nigerian. Not every Nigerian can speak 2 or 3 languages.
Yeah.
And when you see a Nigerian that does that, that means he's flowing. He's talking to the mind, to the soul of whoever our northern brothers. Which is what they need now.
You can't rule out, even with what has happened, you can't rule out the significance of what vigilantes, do for little communities where the law enforcement agents are not meeting up with their responsibilities. But with what has happened, do you think that you know the activities of these vigilantes, should be restricted? Should there be some sort of investigation, not just with vigilantes in Edo State, but across Nigeria? Do you think this would, make the police or the government start looking at banning vigilante?
No. It's like banning vigilante is like throwing the baby with the bathwater. You can't just say because some group of vigilantes decide to act outside the law, you want to but just like the police, there are pockets of issues where the police have shot citizens. They call it accidental discharge. Even in the U.S.
Mm.
In the U.S., what you now see is that you have policemen having
Yeah.
body cam, and so every day a policeman submits his or her body cam, so that you with the body cam you can assess what he did, who he arrested, if there are issues of him assaulting or trying to, like the George Floyd issue.
Yeah.
Some persons will tell you that the George Floyd issue, uh, policemen have been killing black Americans, but it was just on that particular day a cameraman or a woman decided to film that particular incident. So that's so for me, the reforms should be done in every vigilante. This governor that just came in November has done certain reforms, like he decided to appoint a retired commissioner of police, CP Ibade retired, and they are trying to get back the guns given to these vigilante men. So they're trying to do a reprofile of these men, retrain them. That's what the governor has done. Moving forward, like if you ask me, it will not be a bad idea for our vigilante in Nigeria to have body cam. Imagine if the state can have such laws that okay, the vigilante should have body cam. It is not rocket science. These things are practical. It's practical. It's not something. Not something that is. It's not rocket science. So what I feel is that the governor I know is the governor is a listening governor. I know he would put in some reforms in the activities of the vigilante. He has started it. He appointed a new a retired commissioner of police, and in fact, I know that why they were able to arrest these 14 persons is because it is through these reforms that he did. Because if he had not he has not done, if he's not reassessing these or reappraising the former vigilantes, because this new commander of the vigilante had to reassess the persons who were former vigilantes. So that is why they were able to arrest these 14 persons. Just imagine if they don't have their documents, they don't have their they won't have arrested these 14 persons. So it is the reform of the governor that is even making us to get this number. Like I said, in arresting these people, showing cause and effect. These people who did this, if the effect will be that they will be tried in court and sentenced to given the necessary sentence, people will see that okay, so this the punishment for crime is not just a slap in the wrist. You know, people when you commit such crime, you do the time.
For a long time, Nigerians have been clamoring for state police, not even state, community police. Do you think it's about time for us to start looking at co-opting these vigilantes into, our mainstream police? More like, let there be a community policing because it is what they are doing. Is it now about time for us to see how we can streamline some of the activities of these people so we can even have them, have badge numbers, have registration numbers, and put them into securing lives and properties, across our communities.
Yes, it's high time. The debate has always been there, but if you ask me, I'm not even because one of the problems about the Nigerian security system is seeing policemen carrying guns. Everybody's carrying guns. But I don't even think that is even one way you can secure a country. For me, the way you can secure a country is intelligence. You get people. There's nothing wrong if in the UK you see old women, they sit outside their houses, they take information from the street.
Absolutely.
Somebody walks around the street twice, he calls the police that somebody is just walking. So for me, it is intelligence gathering. It is the intelligence that we are able to gather that that makes us better than the average security outfit. So yes, it's obvious that we need to incorporate those in the vigilante into our our national police force. But then again, we also need uh, our local security outfit, which the vigilante will form. Because even in the US, you have KDA, the sheriff, the local
Mm-hmm.
police, the FBI. So when the FBI comes, it takes over the case. So if for every criminal activities, the first point of call is the local vigilante. Okay, when such things happen, the local vigilante they take charge. So if they feel that they are overwhelmed with this particular security situation, the the Nigerian police comes in, like in a case like this where the the vigilante right now have failed in carrying out their function. So the Nigerian police steps in. So I think there has to be synergy between the vigilante and the Nigerian police.
Absolutely. Want to really thank you for your time telling us some updates about what's going on. We hope that this doesn't dovetail into a retaliatory attack. I mean, we all know how this works because the headlines I'm seeing across social media is just so scary. I mean, like we mentioned earlier, somebody sees that in the north and feels like there's a war in the south, killing people, killing northerners. So I just hope that, I mean, even if it's a phone call, the governor can, maybe put across to the governor of the state where they're headed, and basically, or major, even sent delegation to meet with the families of those who have also lost their lives in this tragic incident. It's just so painful, really. But we want to say thank you, though. Thank you for your time and your analysis on the show this morning.
Okay, thank you. Did I say my name when I started this
Okay, no,
introduction?
go ahead. Go ahead. Say your name, please.
Okay, I'm Leonardo Asagwaram. So it's nice having this discussion with you, Mr. Charles.
Right. Thank you so much. Thank you. All right. There's a someone on the ground, giving us an update on what's basically going on. But again, as it's an update, Peter Obi actually reacted to this development. He says the news of the killings of northern travelers in Urome, Esha, northeast local government area of Edo State is deeply saddening. Such killings have become a recurring tragedy in our decaying society. Acts of violence like these are abhorrent and had no place in our society yesterday, just as they should have no place in any decent society today. Every Nigerian, regardless of ethnic or regional backgrounds, has the right to move freely and safely within our nation. Reports indicate that these individuals were accused of being kidnappers, leading to their brutal murder by mob. While addressing security concerns and combating criminal activities is crucial, resorting to extrajudicial measures undermines the rule of law and exacerbates the cycle of violence. I commend the government for condemning these incidents and initiating an investigation. Furthermore, the authorities should also address the killings of Edo indigents to ensure that justice is served for all. These tragic events yesterday underscores the urgent need for enhanced security measures and increased public awareness to prevent such occurrences in the future. Communities must collaborate with law enforcement agencies to ensure that justice is pursued through legal channels rather than through unlawful actions. I extend my deepest condolences to the families and loved ones of the victims. Let us all work together to foster a society where peace, unity, and respect for human life prevail. This is the reaction from Peter Obi, that is the presidential candidate for Labour Party in the 2023 general elections. I've also seen El-Rufai's comments. That's Honorable Mohammed Bello El-Rufai. That's the son of the former governor of Kaduna State. He says, I'm deeply heartbroken by the brutal killing of innocent hunters in Uromi, Edo State. These men, simply going about their lawful business, were falsely accused, attacked, and burned alive in an act of sheer barbarism. Jungle justice has no place in any civilized society, and this tragic incident underscores the urgent needs to address mob violence and ethnic profiling in our country. I call on the federal government and the Edo State government to ensure that those responsible for this heinous act are swiftly brought to justice. Security agencies must act decisively to prevent further occurrences, and Nigerians must understand that suspicion is not proof of guilt. We cannot allow a breakdown of law and order where anyone can be targeted and killed based on mere assumptions. To the families of the tragedy, to the families of the victims, I extend my heartfelt condolences. This is from Mohammed Bello Air Rufai. That's the son of the former governor of Kaduna State. Mardi Shehu says 19 hunters murdered at Uromi, Edo State. What the police is saying is just 7, just like we heard from the reporter who says that the number of people who were killed were 7. They were survivors from that particular incident, so they also narrated their ordeal. It says, Mardi says, 1, they were on the way from Port Harcourt to Kano to celebrate Salah. Number 2, they were willfully murdered. Number 3, their only offense is that they are northerners. Number 4, and nothing will happen to the criminal killers because they are in charge. This is sad. I mean, this is one northern leader in the north. This is what they are saying, pushing narratives that are false. I mean, isn't it clear that this person is trying to incite violence? How can you say that the only crime or the only offense is that they are northerners? You know, these are the narratives that we must have to run away from as journalists or even as leaders of our country or leaders of anywhere at all. If this thing has happened in the north, I mean, you would hardly even hear anybody say, well, because they are southerners and that's why they were lynched, that's why they were murdered. But it's so unfortunate there are people who are out there stoking the embers of war and stoking the embers of chaos and division just because of this particular issue. I dare say that this was a one-off. I mean, you hardly hear that a group of persons were killed, were murdered just because they are from certain area, well, whether they are from north or from the south. But this was just on the spur of the moment. It just happened, and it was so unfortunate. Just like the governor have said, he's going to make sure that he reaches out to everybody who is involved. He's also going to make sure he reaches out to the Kano State government to extend his condolences. But it's important that beyond this, we must have to find a way to contain the activities of a vigilante. Throwing that or banning vigilantes might not be the best thing, but again, those who have been involved in killing people without any proof must be made to face the wrath of the law. And beyond that, also, we should start looking at how to either train these vigilante groups, co-opt them into the system, because I really don't understand how the vigilante man would see something of that magnitude, would not call the police, but want to take the law into his own hands. If they had called the police into it, I'm sure that when investigations are ongoing, they would have found out that these persons were actually hunters. So why on earth, I mean, would they take the laws into their own hands? I mean, that means there's a lot of work to be done in that regard. I want to appreciate everyone for watching. I really, truly appreciate you. We'll see you on the next topic. It will be about the Enugu Air topic. So just stay with us. Thank you so much.